work hard and gain more. You can never reap what you haven't sown.
It starts with us, and we are the us. Always ready to learn. Tune into 1873 FM, your voice, your power.
At 25 before 7 a.m., what is your take on identity issues? Here we see Ernest Oppenheimer, a German-born young man, moves to England and then eventually to South Africa. What does this say about identity? I mean, where we are born, does it eventually determine who we'll be or where we'll end up in life?
If you look at the person's death, what did he die as?
He died as an African.
As a South African. So, and you say Oppenheimer's,
Yes.
his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren are all South African.
Yes.
But he started as a Jew.
That's where the journey began.
And he changed it. He also converted into Christianity.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a transition.
So it means in one life,
Yeah.
you can actually migrate from one identity to another. But the person of Ernest never changed. He remained the same person in Germany, in England, and in South Africa. And it tells you something, that if South Africa did not meet his expectation,
You wouldn't have.
there was no requirement on his part to be something that he didn't want to be. So if that is the case, it tells us a lot more that you can choose where you want to live. And if the place meets with your expectation, it means you are already at home. Ever heard say
Feel at home.
wherever you can lay your
Your head.
that's home. And you don't see any evidence of Mr. Oppenheimer trying to go back to Germany.
No.
He's knighted in England. So he is all people who say the English colonialist. How would they regard Ernest Oppenheimer?
Would they call him a colonialist?
No, they call him part of this problem. That is an imperialist.
A white monopoly capitalist.
But when you look at him, he never sought.
To
Now,
be-
there's no evidence, there's no data showing that Ernest Oppenheimer constructively manipulated himself to become what?
to become this monopolist that
Yeah.
they claimed he was.
But he's got other identities. I think if you check, you see that Mr. Oppenheimer was on his life. You can see that he was involved in a number of controversies, including price fixing, antitrust behavior, and an allegation of not releasing industrial diamonds for the U.S. war effort during World War II.
Was he trying to avoid a war here?
No. He was. This is to do with DPRs, not himself. But you are saying you are the head of the fish,
Yeah.
and you must take the what?
Uh-huh.
The responsibility for that. So business itself is not a picnic. You make decisions, and other people see it differently. They call him, and it's part of his identity that he built this anti-competitive platform, and he is basically an enemy of competition. And this you remember, it also happened in America. But much earlier, who had to break the company?
We saw John D. Rockefeller's
John D.
company
Rockefeller.
being broken, Standard Oil Company.
Standard Oil. So again, the concerns about not monopoly or allegation of monopoly capital
Yeah.
are not new. You know the South African term, except here it's called white. Some people are not against black monopoly.
But they're always against white monopoly.
No, they make it a race issue. But one has to decide whether you are against monopoly and what is a monopolist. And whether monopolizing or increasing your market share is bad in business. Because when you start a business, all of us want to dominate the industry.
Industry, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into business to be a dominating factor.
And you are born to grow up. So imagine you are born and then everyone says you must remain at the age of 17. It means there is no fun. So some of these companies don't grow because their proprietors want them to grow.
To grow, yeah.
They grow because the market is accepting what you have. And your competitors are not what? Are not near your site. So when competitors are missing in action, you dominate the market. And sometimes domination is not a bad thing because it can also bring efficiencies. Because when you have bigger volume, it means you got better value. Yeah. So when we look at identity, and he also became a mayor. You see, in Kimberley. And he rose to become a mayor.
I mean, we see Cecil John Rhodes as well. He got a position.
Yeah.
Here is Oppenheimer again.
Yeah.
He rose also to serve in the municipality.
Yeah.
So,
there are people who say business people cannot be
into politics.
Into politics.
Never mix up business and politics.
But here you see Cecil John Rhodes, you see Barney Banato, you see Ernest Oppenheimer.
In modern
and
day,
his son as well became what?
And another identity that we see is being an Anglican. That's an identity as well.
So a transformation from being a Jew, it transitioned from a Jew to a Christian.
Yeah. That again is another story. Yeah.
Right. I'm so excited because later on, between 11 and 12, we'll be looking at leadership. All right. And we will be looking at Ernest Oppenheimer as well. So pretty excited about that. Make sure that you stay tuned. Keep it logged to 1873 FM. We'll give you the lineup for the day so that you know exactly what we'll be doing this day. It's the 11th of May, 2017. Good morning.
011-5684-270. Embrace the world and experience the joy on the